Spokesperson and former advisor to President Trump, Jason Miller, joined host Howie Kurtz over on Fox News yesterday. Here's what he said when asked if Trump plans to return to social media.
I do think that we're going to see President Trump returning to social media in probably about 2 or 3 months here with his own platform. And this is something that I think will be the hottest ticket in social media. It's going to completely redefine the game, and everybody is going to be waiting and watching to see what exactly President Trump does, but it will be his own platform.
Interesting. Author of T.O. Bernie, president and founder of Solidarity Strategies, former senior advisor to the Bernie Sanders campaign, Chuck Rocha, and our colleague, national political reporter for The Hill, Jonathan Easley, joins us now to discuss. Jonathan, let me start with you. You've covered the Trump folks for a long time. I've heard a lot of big talk games about third parties, about Parler, about deals with so-and-so. Very few of them ever actually materialize into reality. What is your read on this one?
I mean, I don't know. We'll wait and see. I mean, Miller put a 2 or 3 month timeline on this thing, so we'll just. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine that they've built out the tech and gone through all the things that they need to do at this point. Perhaps they're partnering with a firm that's already got a head start on some of this. But there's definitely an effort right now to get Trump back out there after a few months. I mean, he's been off the scene for basically 2 months, no access to Twitter, no Facebook, not giving many interviews. Just this morning, he sat with Lisa Booth for a radio interview. He's going on Fox News this afternoon. And now they're talking about raising his social media profile. So there's this effort to get him back out there. He's been doing a lot behind the scenes, raising money for Republican candidates that are loyal to him, endorsing Republican candidates that are loyal to him. And this seems like an effort to raise his public profile, which could be a headache for Biden, who's dealing with a border crisis, and for Mitch McConnell, who's trying to avoid Republican civil war right now. So we'll see what kind of platform he puts out there, but they're definitely trying to get him back out there at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it'd pretty much be a headache for just everyone in general. Chuck, same question to you. Do you think he's serious about this? Because like Sagar said, he's going to start his own media company. He's going to launch a third party. And then it all just collapsed down to he's going to send out an email asking people to give money to him.
Yeah.
Is basically where he landed. Do you think that this is any more real?
I think it may be somewhat real. The one thing that's caught me, and you hit it on it right there at the end of your comment, which is money. I think that anything that has to do with him making money is a serious endeavor, because I think that's what he needs the most. I think he's in serious financial straits right now with his hotels, with his legal bills, with what's going on. And we all know he's probably not going to pay any of them. But that to the side, he needs a way and a platform to make money and to get his message out there, to make money into his PAC that he could spend taking on Republicans who went against him, but also just to make money overall. Remind you all that if he creates this and if this thing is real, this is a platform to make money as well, because you can then sell advertisement on per se social media platform to a bunch of crazies.
Yeah, I think that's an important point there. And Jonathan, I mean, this is something I'm curious from your reporting, which is that how do national Republicans think that Trump is going to re-enter the stage? As we saw, it's been very haphazard. His endorsements all over the map. It's basically who can make it down to Mar-a-Lago first or get on the phone with him. This would mean kind of a return more to really his just injection into whatever area he wants. How are people thinking and gaming that system?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got scores of Republican candidates looking for promotions from the House to the Senate, from the House to the governor's mansion, all heading down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring essentially and try to get his support. I mean, something like this, like you said, it would probably just help Trump sort of weigh in more on the day-to-day news churn, hit Biden on immigration or whatever it is that he wants to weigh in on. But we've been getting these emails from the former president's office. Like you said, it has just sort of been a haphazard kind of thing at this point. Trump's lawyers sent letters to the RNC, the NRSC, and the NRCC demanding they stop using his likeness in fundraising emails. Right. That whole stack kind of blew over. It's hard to know what exactly was driving that. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, his political operation is a little bit slapdash right now, which is probably why not a lot of people are believing that he's going to unroll this massive new social media platform. But what he says does matter, and Republicans are still seeking his support, and he continues to have loyal support from at least 2/3 of the Republican Party right now. So whatever he does is going to be important and influential. It's just a matter of how together they can get this rollout, I guess.
That's right.
So, Chuck, if he does go forward with this plan to create a whole new social media platform, is that going to be an effective way for him to really dominate the news cycle the way that he used to? Because the thing about Twitter is that every elite is on Twitter, and every elite pays way too much attention to Twitter. If you're on, side platform X devoted to Trump fans, essentially, do you think that it's going to garner the same amount of media attention and control of media narratives that he was able to with the tweet in the past?
That's a great point, Crystal. And what you've said there is what my answer was going to be is how do we cover it? If we cover it and give it all the oxygen that we did every single little tweet, then it becomes very relevant. If the only people, covering it are OAN or Fox News, then I think it's just them talking to themselves. But the way that he can get out there, if this thing becomes real and the mainstream press and other press cover this widely, I think it does have an effect. To Jonathan's point, this is also political, and how much impact will he have on primaries coming up in a year and a half in many congressional districts that will all be redrawn. Keep in mind, in a place like Texas, they've got to dump in 3 new congressional races and make room for that. That means there are primaries that are going to happen there. That means in lots of other primaries, there'll be Republicans, safe Republicans, running in districts that are newly drawn to expand or contract based off the population growth. That's his end. That's his end if he raises the money and weighs in these primaries. These primaries is real. He'll have the most power because of the reduced voting electorate.
Yeah, I think you guys both make excellent points. Okay, stick with us. We're going to have more Rising right after this.